Shawnee. Welcome back. As per usual, I am getting ready for work, so I'm just gonna jump right in. All right, and I was thinking of using one of my Pat McGrath motherships today. You know, I love a good mothership, so I like to think of who I'm seeing, what clients I'm seeing. I think I kind of want to do a maybe Divine Rose I. So here it is. Child, so I have been watching, like I go through these phases of what I like to watch or whatever. So I'm really into body cam footage right now. So many reactions, okay? So yeah, this is Divine Rose. I have a little sticker on there, and here it is. So I think I've talked about before, I didn't get this when it first came out. My first Pat McGrath palette was actually Divine Rose II. But then at some point I was like, let me go ahead and get one. Because initially I was like, it just looks kind of boring. But let me tell you, this is one of my favorite palettes, especially to use for like work events. I'm gonna go in with the paint base from Colored Rain. I'll use the shade Desert Sand, and I'm just gonna put it on this little palette I have here. Okay, so I've been watching body cam footage, child, and when I tell you, don't ever read the comments for anything. I don't know why I don't remember this, but I mean, first of all, I just watched two back-to-back ones where these older folks are calling these black people the N-word with a hard R. And if you've been around, a lot of people differentiate when it's with a hard R. That means like you're a flaming racist. But the comfort in which they had to just have it pop out of their mouth. One of them was this 81-year-old white lady, and she lives next to a black family. The black family, it looks like two parents in a hetero relationship and some kids, like some of them are like teenagers, and then you have some cute little babies, right? So apparently this lady feels like these kids shouldn't be outside playing or anything. Talking about they're on the back porch, they're on the front porch. Ma'am, okay, they're in their living space. Anyway, so she got upset and she walked her happy-go-lucky behind to the fence that separates them, and she sprayed bear mace at them, at the babies, at the young kids. One of them had to be maybe 2 years old, at the most 3, but probably between 1 and 2, and the other was like an infant. So the mother calls the police, and the sad part is that she was like, you know, she was like, I'm used to hearing the N-word, the black mother. She's like, I don't really, you know, I'm used to it. Like, that's not a big deal, which hurt my heart. But she also said that her little young child had never even heard this word being used. So the first time she's heard it is from this little old janky ass demon next door. That hurt my heart so much because, I mean, it's a conversation that, you know, it comes kind of early for a lot of black kids where your parents sit you down and teach you about racism and what the hell you have to look out for. I mean, I think it should be a conversation more parents have in general, but like, I've literally had clients, black clients, who've wanted to be parents or, you know, have just had a child talking about their fear of having to have these conversations. Yeah. And the lady was talking to the police officer like you get it, right? Like, you know. Child. And then the next video, drunk off his ass old man is just using the N-word and spitting at the black police officer. Whew. The restraint it takes to not like go off on these people. Like, I just had to turn the thing off because I'm like, listen, I can't hear that word fall out of people's mouths one more time. And the number of times they said it wasn't even like once, which is bad enough. It was just like boom, boom, boom. One lady was like, no, I like black people. I'm okay with black people, but I don't like N's. And she's like, and they're in, like N-word. I was like, well, which one am I, bitch? Oh, the Lord needs to strike her down. And I'm not sorry for saying it. Anyway, so I was just like, let me remove my behind from this because I don't feel like having my blood pressure go up. All right? It's high enough. I don't know if y'all want to hear this stuff, but I'm just talking, okay? I'm just going to be talking in general because, like, the other thing is I'm not quite sure how long I'm going to be doing the YouTube thing. Now, I do recall, like, much bigger YouTubers being like, I think I'm gonna take a break and then we're done. But no, I'm serious. It's been a while that I've been thinking about it, probably the whole of last year. I don't know. I mean, I do appreciate those folks who watch and comment. I feel like I've made some good connections, but also I'm just like, does anybody care about this? I don't think so. And you know, like, yeah, and there's just a lot going on with the whole health stuff and I need more clients. Like, I'm just like, I don't have time nor energy. And, you know, when I do have time and energy for things, I like to do things that are like restorative, like napping or reading or listening to an audiobook or coloring or doing a crossword, you know, or going to yoga. But we'll see. Maybe I'll have a video once every fortnight or once every other month. We'll see, y'all. Okay? All right. So, I think I'll just stick to the shades that I typically like rather than trying to be, like, different today. So, I really like this shade. I like this one. I like this one. And then I like that there's the brown matte here. So, let's just see. In other news, girl, what is wrong with people? I was reading several stories. I'm like, which one do I tell you? There's one story about this family in Bangladesh. So the story focuses on a mother, her daughter-in-law, I think a family friend, and then... No, I'm sorry, wait. Yeah, her mother, daughter-in-law, a family friend, and her son, right? So the son is married to the daughter-in-law. So what happens is, there are this family stuff going on, right? And it's basically the mother, daughter-in-law, and the family friend on one side, the son/husband person on the other side. Now what happens is the son was going out of town or something. Out of town. And for whatever reason, I'll tell you the reason, the mother calls in a bomb threat. And she was encouraged to do that by the family friend. See, pick your friends wisely. Don't have friends who are going to tell you to commit a felony. I mean, maybe commit a misdemeanor, but definitely not a felony. Because you can't be... Okay, the story is that this guy decided that he was going to go on a trip with his girlfriend. Yes, he's married, and he decided, I'm just going to go on a trip with my girlfriend. And in the story, they call her his extramarital partner. Right. So, like, I ran out of, like, room on the SD card. And somehow I can't find any of my other ones, all right? So we're just going to keep going and pretend that you saw all of this come together. But basically, I used this shade here and then went in with this shade, popped on this shade, and then used the brown, all right? So instead of focusing on the eyes, let's just go ahead and focus on the face. Anyway, I believe that I was telling you the story about home dude that was trying to take his girlfriend to wherever he was going, but the mama and the daughter-in-law and the friend, whatever, were like, we're gonna stop him by going ahead and calling it a bomb threat. So I don't even know what I tell you, okay? But let's just keep on going. So basically, they call in this threat, the mother does, at the encouragement of the family friend, because you need to pick your friends better. I'm going in with this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Moisture Repair Balm Serum. I've been trying to use things that are a bit more moisturizing. Child, what is life right now? Okay, I don't know. It's just a comedy of errors. Anyway, so they have to evacuate everybody from off the plane, and took 3 hours, and they didn't find anything. But when they did their investigation, they figured out that it was these 3 people that did this thing, right? That called in the threat, and they get arrested. Like, okay, here's the thing. I'm not doing all of that. I'm not doing it. If you want to go on this trip with your extramarital partner, by all means, take your ass, right? Go ahead and go, all right? Because I'm not, we made a commitment, and if you decide that you want to throw that to the wolves, then I'm going to let you go ahead and do it. Because I can tell you, I don't think now one of my family members would be on, like, team, let's try to stop this plane. Baby, let me pack your stuff for you, okay? Like, people be doing too much, okay? I'm not doing all that. It sounds like he want to go, and so we gonna let him go. I'm gonna go in with Manaz from NARS, and that's the shade for the Soft Matte Foundation. But yeah, girl, ain't nobody got time for that. No one has time for it. And I'm just like, I hope you didn't use my miles. I hope you didn't use my miles to go ahead and buy you and your little friend a ticket. I hope you didn't, okay? Because that's what's going to make me upset. I hope y'all are in steerage. I don't need you to even be in coach. You need to be below coach. Don't you dare try to do business select, or God forbid you put yourself in first class. That's the problem we're going to have. So I'm taking this sponge. I've been enjoying going in with a sponge more often. Just gonna pat that in. Just do some blending. I'm gonna have to stop in a minute because I have a consultation call. Flipping SD card. You know I was on a roll. You know I was on a roll talking about this mayor. People be doing too much though. But, you know, girl, if he don't want you, bye. Just let him go. By the time you come back, the rest of your clothes that you didn't pack, you better go ahead to your mama house. Everything is going to be packed. Hopefully it's going to be packed up, and it's not going to be a recreation of Angela Bassett in Waiting to Exhale. You better hope that's not what it is. Because everything gonna be burnt to a crisp. Like, hope you have fun. Extramarital partner. I know this joker didn't. But he did. He did. And it seemed like big, bad, and bold about it. Like, we all know that you going on this trip. No. How dare you? Like, I'm not even gonna fight. Bye. Yeah. Laters. May God, the goddesses and goddesses, karma, payback, may all of them come together as a holy, entity and strike you all the way down. I mean, I don't think you're supposed to pray for people downfall, but, you know, there are exceptions. Anyway, child. Speaking of people that had no business doing nothing, let me tell you what a school in Tennessee is doing. They're doing too much, okay? They're doing too much. They say that they will no longer take doctor's notes to support, excused absences. You heard that right, okay? They will no longer take doctor's notes if a little child is sick. It's not gonna work. Now, from all the times that I've been in school, and I've been in school, how long was I in school? 30 years? I was in school for a good 30 years. And throughout all of that, whether I was the student or the teacher, you always had excused absences, right? Like, because you were ill, or I don't know, something happening, you can't come to school, all right? Now, I know there are limits, especially for kids, in terms of, you know, truancy and such. And even in college and stuff like that, like, if you don't come enough, you just not going to pass the class. I mean, so if you want to waste your parents' tuition money like that, far be it from me to tell you different. Even when I was teaching, I was like, if I have to come to class, you have to come to class. And if I have to read your paper, I want you to read your paper first, edit it, and then send it to me. Like, I can't be the only one working here, right? But I did give everyone, I think you got one, like, free, like, absence. Like, do what you want, don't come today, whatever. But also, there were, like, excused absences and stuff, right? I'm just like, come to class. We both gotta be here. Like, let's make it easier on one another. Just be present. And that's at the college, child. We're not even gonna talk about it. But like I said, if I have to be here, you have to be here. And if you're not gonna be here, then you're gonna fail. I think that is the contract that we came together and decided upon. Right? That's what the syllabus says. Okay, I had to take a call and I had to feed Rose. The call was a potential new client wanting to start therapy. So if you have questions of like the types of things you might want to ask a therapist, like before the first session, let me know. Some people do consultation phone calls, some people don't. I tend to lean towards the don't. Like, anyway, you need to know all that. So a Tennessee school, let me read the highlights of the article. Tennessee school the policy will not allow excused absences for sick or hurt kids. The school has a few exceptions for chronic illnesses and emergencies. Kids with 8 or more absences will be referred to court. They gonna take you to court. People are out of their minds. It's Lawrence County School System officials. They're now instituting the policy to teach students work ethic and reliability, saying that students will be expected to go to work sick or injured as adults do. When I tell you, this is the most American thing I've ever heard. Listen, we don't care if you are ill. If you can roll your ass from the hospital bed to the school front door, you're coming. I've never, like in my life, I've never. So I have 2 concealers I might use. I have the House Labs concealer and Makeup Forever concealer, both of which I need new ones. I need like new concealer and I need new foundation. I'm just running out of stuff. This one, the House Labs one is a bit lighter, so I'm gonna put it towards this inner corner area. And I tried not to put too much foundation like here at the under eye area. Put some here. Child, you know how you have to get used to doing things differently as you age, right? I got a couple more white hairs coming through. I just really, or gray, whatever the color they are. I kind of want like a strip like Rogue from X-Men, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, child, let me tell you about, I want to get it right, so I'm going to read some of the article to you while the concealer marinates. Let's put a little bit here. Throw some there. Okay. So it says, it's also intended to address chronic absenteeism, defined as missing 10% or more of instructional time. Now, during 2023 to 2024, Lawrence County had a 14% rate of chronic absenteeism. So yeah, that's totally a problem. We need you to go to school. We need you to get educated if that is part of your interest. So it says, with no federally mandated sick leave, many Americans do go to work when sick, but public health officials advise against it. Really? Staying home when sick can obviously reduce the speed of viruses like the flu and COVID, and protect vulnerable people in the community. I can say that I'm a vulnerable person. One, I'm just into vulnerability, but also the medication I'm on, it lowers my immune system. So I don't need you coming up in here with your nasty germs, okay? Whenever I would have a client come in and they were sick, I'm like, we're not meeting. Like, go on home. All right, don't come into my office spreading your germs. This is for both of our sakes. Like, come on. And with the use of more like telehealth, I feel like that has helped. But I'm like, listen, we can cancel. If you're ill, like, it's okay. This is an excused absence. So basically they're saying, of course, parents have objected to it. I mean, yes, I object, Your Honor. Like, come on. But they say in absence for like the flu or COVID or anything, you could get referred to Lawrence County Juvenile Court for truancy. I have never in Girl, Rose flew from like over there to here. Who is why is somebody calling me from North Miami Beach? I already know I don't know you. Leave me alone. So children who are sent to school sick and sent home by a nurse will be counted as tardy. But 3 tardies will equal you'll be marked as absence. So they're also saying that 3 absences and they're going to do an intervention. Eight or more of being marked absent, they're going to send you to court. They do say there will be exemptions for students with documented chronic illnesses and emergencies out of the student's control. I guess the flu and COVID are within your control, so get that together. As well as allowances for deaths in the family and some religious observances. Medical notes could imply students stay home even after their health improves, but they don't care. I've never. But it's reminding me of this other story. I don't even know. I don't know if I kept it or not because I was just like, this is so daggone stupid. But somehow students would have to prove that they were like menstruating on their period in order for it to be excused. I'm sorry. Because if you want me to be real ignorant, I'll prove it to you. But how and why? So you're being punished. You're being punished for being someone who menstruates. That's what it is. Bring your ass to school is what they're saying. We don't care. That's what they're saying. Be in pain, be sick, but because of capitalism, bring your ass. Ain't that crazy? That's not crazy. That's not crazy to you. That's crazy. And you know what? I can say for sure that there have been times I have not felt well and I felt like I had to work. Like now, I literally can't afford not to work, which is the problem overall. That we're all working so hard, making ourselves sick, but then we can't take time off because we're sick because we don't have no money. I mean, this ain't a better bitch. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. Let me know. Let me know if you've figured it out and explain to me in like very simple, like 3rd or 6th grade language. Because this don't make no sense to me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let me tell you the last story. And I'm going to use, I have had this for quite some time. It is the Lancome Fix It and Forget It spray, just to make the sponge a little damper, more damp. And I'm going to use it to blend out my concealer, since it's dried down a little bit more than I intended to. Okay, but let me read you the headline, the headline of this story, because there's a lot happening here. Woman with wild bat in her mouth hit with critical medical bills despite having insurance. You have to read that. When you see that headline, you can't skip over it. Like, excuse me? First of all, anything with like medical bills, I'm like, what the insurance doing now? But then it says she had a wild bat in her mouth? How did this happen? Erica Kahn, she was photographing the night sky, right? During a trip. And, actually, where did I just put it? Oh. She was photographing the night sky during a trip. And she saw some bats. And it was like, no big deal. Like, the first time I saw bats for real, was in Missouri for grad school. I had, like, gone somewhere, and I looked up in the sky, and it was just a whole bunch of bats flying around. Ooh, okay. So she's taking photos, and it seems like she was taking for real photos, like, not with her phone, like a camera, a for real camera. Now, before I tell you more, just know that she had temporarily not had medical insurance because she had gotten laid off. Part of the problem, right? My clients who, you know, were part of the whole, we no longer have this important institution and department as part of our government, those folks who no longer have jobs have been like stressed about like insurance. So when a bat landed on her face, this was in Massachusetts. She noticed the bats flying around, but she didn't pay no mind, right? Because you're just going about your business taking photos of the night sky. But a bat landed on her face, in between her face and the camera. So it was like right here. When I tell you, I'm pretty sure my heart would have stopped. I think my heart would have stopped. My heart would have stopped. I would have ceased existing. Hold on. I still have stuff in this Charlotte Tilbury like makeup bag from the trip. I still haven't unpacked everything. What is it, like a month later? It's not, it's like 2 weeks. Clothes and stuff are unpacked, but going in with the Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder. So the bat flies into, what's her name, Christy? What's her name? What is it? Her name was Allison? Erica. How do I not remember Erica? So flies into her mouth and flies into her face and she screams. Now remember I told you the bat was like right here, right? So she screams and the bat go in her mouth. The bat go, I wouldn't have known because my heart would have already stopped, okay? I'd have been laid out on the ground. But for Erica, why I want to call her so many different names? For Mama Bear, no. She opened her mouth to scream and part of the bat went in her mouth. I love how they clarify part of the bat. I don't care if it's the whole bat, part of the bat, half the bat, whatever. It is in my mouth. And there are things that can be in there and this is one that should not, all right? So she screamed, part of the bat went in her mouth, and then at some point it flew off. And they were like, she was shaking. I would have been shaken, rattled, and rolled because like, what? Can you tell me how this happens to a person? So she's like, well, I don't think it bit me, so I just go about my business. Girl, that's not how you do it. A wild thing, a bat was in your mouth. Go to the ER, go to the vet, go to somebody, okay? Because you're supposed to get a rabies shot, right? That's what I've never had the experience. I hope to never be able to tell you what exactly to do from personal experience, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to like go get a rabies shot. So she was about to go about her business, but okay, I'm gonna use some Zanessa stuff. I'm gonna use one of her what are these things called? Contour. Just need a brush. Do you guys know that singer, actress, Dove Cameron? I really like her. And when I was at the dentist this morning, her like latest song came on. It was cute. So it's like in my head. So her dad, who's a physician, was like, baby girl, you need to go on ahead and take your behind to like the emergency room or something. Like go to the doctor. He was like, you need to go within a day or so to get vaccinated against rabies. Rabies will kill you. And I don't think it like starts right away, right? Anyway, listen to your dad. So remember, she didn't have insurance. So what she did was she went online and purchased insurance or something, and she was like, okay, this gonna cover my bill. It didn't. She says she called the company before she bought the policy and was told services related to an accident or life-threatening emergency would be covered. So she went to the hospital. I guess by now she was back in Arizona. You crazy. So she had to receive over 2 weeks the rabies shot and such at clinics in Arizona, Massachusetts, and a hospital in Colorado. Why was she globetrotting? She received a total of 4 doses of the rabies vaccine, and they're administered over the course of 2 weeks. She also received 3 shots of immunoglobulin, which boosts, immunoglobulin, which boosts antibodies against the, because it's fatal. Like rabies is fatal. Now, according to the explanation of benefit statements, I hate those things because it's made for you to not understand. All right? Give me some numbers. Just give me numbers. Just give me numbers. Don't tell me like you had to be dying on the ground for us to actually cover this and blah, blah, blah. She owed a total of $20,749 for her care at 4 facilities. I still don't understand why she was like hopping and flopping over all those places. Most of the charges were from the hospital where she was first treated in Flagstaff. And that took up $17,079, including $15,242 for the rabies and immunoglobulin shots. Her policy didn't pay for any of it. Her policy didn't pay. See, she gambled with her health because she thought that she would be okay as a 31-year-old person. So she didn't go through the whole COBRA thing where you have to pay almost $700 to stay on the insurance. She figured that if she needed medical care, she could quickly buy a private policy. I've never really heard of that. But those who qualify for COBRA must be given at least 60 days to know. Okay. Coverage does apply retroactively. So basically, she still owes most of this, and she's on a little payment plan because she now has a job. But then they're like, if you're losing your job, you need to make sure that you still have insurance. Something ain't right about that. something just doesn't feel right about that. Because you know what? This affects so many people. I remember when I was younger for a while, I didn't have health insurance until like, I think I was on my mom's, of course. And then they had some California thing, like if you were under a certain age or whatever. And I remember because that was the first time I ever went to the dentist. We should not... What world is this? Like, the fact that people don't go to the doctor for this reason, because they don't have $20,000. Sometimes you don't even have $20, 20 cents to pay for coverage. So then it's like, well, I can't pay for it, so I'm not going to go to the doctor. And I can't afford to not go to work. And on top of that, my child can't afford to not go to school. My mother's calling me. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going in with the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow mascara. This has been my favorite mascara for a while. Favorite? Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I think this is my second tube, so I would say I like it. And I went ahead and put on some blush. It is the Celestial Divinity, nope, no it's not. It is this, nope. What the hell? Is this it? Girl, no, that's not it either. That's when you have too much Pat McGrath. It is a Skin Fetish Divine Blush in Electric Bloom. So, it's this one. I haven't used this one as much because I often use this one, which is Paradise Venus. But yeah, I wanted, just talked to my mother. She said I sound a lot better. Because remember, I was ill. Still ill in various ways. Yeah, what was I saying? I have no idea. But I think that was all I wanted to tell y'all. I think that was it. Now I just need a lip color. What should that be? I feel like I haven't worn my red in a while. I don't know if I feel like being that boom pow today. I just go for a pink. Yeah, let's do a pink. Let's do, because it's already right here in front of me. Unlocked. This is, what are these called? Remember, this is from, what's her face? The Stunna Lip Paint from, our girl Rihanna. I have so many clients that have gone to the Beyonce concert. Who has gone? I am using another Color Rain product. This is one of their lip pencils. Of course, you can't get it anymore because Color Rain no longer exists. Why did I bring that up? I was talking about Rihanna, then all of a sudden I got to Beyonce and her concert. You know, Beyonce does not pay me to talk about her. Let me leave that girl alone. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this. So I'm also gonna top that with NYX Butter Gloss. Do y'all remember these? This was like, I remember buying an entire case of them for Christmas one year. This one is in the shade Strawberry Cheesecake. Oh my God, that sounds so good. Doesn't that sound good? What's your favorite dessert? Because red velvet cake is definitely my favorite. There's this little coffee shop, like a small business, family-owned coffee shop over here. And they have these red velvet cookies, and they're like this big. I think they are manna from heaven. I think they have dropped down from the heavens, blessed by the Greek gods, and placed into this cabinet here for me to indulge in. It's so effing good. I don't know what kind of mess they putting in that daggone that cookie. I'll tell you that mess is good. And to finish everything off, I am looking for this Charlotte Tilbury powder. Wait, is this a new one? I don't know. Whatever. This is in number 310. And I find that this works fine for me for a finishing powder. Before I had shade 4, I think, like a long while ago. And I just noticed that for me, it seemed to make my foundation darker. Don't nobody got time for that. And, you know, I'm gonna be a little, you know, something. And maybe put a little bit of low lighter from Zanessa on. This is the shade Low Key. There was this really cute little video that Danessa Myricks had on her Instagram where they were showing like a young girl in Sephora, and the person was like putting makeup on her, and the young woman had the most beautiful smile when she saw that she had a shade match in Danessa's product. It's definitely one of the deeper shades, and just the joy on her face that there was a shade that matched her, like it made my heart sing. It was just like, man, that feeling of like, okay, I'm included in this. Yay, right? Oh, is this the one I really wanted to use? This one's called Incognito. I do like the low lighter. I don't know that I'm a highlighter person. I mean, I don't know that this actually does anything. You can tell me. You can let me know. It's okay, girl. We're friends. Alright, child. That is it. Oh, who knows how long this is? Who knows the next time you're gonna get a video, okay? If we're gonna be honest and truthful here. Anyway, I hope that some of this was helpful. I also hope that you're continuing to take care of yourself. Let me know what you think about these stories, alright? Let me hear your opinions. And if you've had experience with having a bat fly into your mouth. And what you think about these schools and stuff. This is ridiculous. Anyway. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.